And your views. Who do you think will win this IPL final tonight? Will it be third time lucky for Bangalore? We'll also be joined by our colleague Rohini, who will get us all the updates from the Chinnaswamy Stadium. But first, we start with the show with some update coming in from the team, and doubts continue to remain over the fitness of Hyderabad lead pacer Mustafizur Rahman. The Bangladeshi pacer missed the first qualifier due to hamstring injury, and sources confirm that he is doubtful for today's final at the Chinnaswamy Stadium as well. If Mustafizur does not play, then Kiwi pacer Trent Bolt is expected to keep his place in the Hyderabad squad. You can call in and all our viewers can call in and ask their questions to both Saurav and Nikhil. But my first question to Saurav. Saurav, if Mustafizur does not take the field today, how big a blow is this to Hyderabad's chances against a phenomenal Bangalore batting lineup?
It's a blow, but I don't think it's a massive blow. I've never believed in sport that one player can win and make you lose a game. You saw he was not there in the semi-finals, and the Sunrisers still managed to go through and beat the Gujarat Lions. He's definitely a huge asset to the side. But fast bowlers are a fitness issue, and I'm sure the Sunrisers will move on. They understand that these are part and parcel of sport, and I completely believe that as much he will be missed, and I don't think as much he will be missed, he will not be the only reason for Sunrisers not making it tonight, if at all they don't make it.
All right, Nikhil, but if provided Mustafizur does not take the field today, but Bangalore team will take a lot of confidence out of it. After all, he's one of the most lethal pacers in world cricket at the moment.
Yeah, the game plans, would change, of course. I'm sure Virat Kohli and some of the other senior guys must have had a plan, and especially against Mustafizur, because he comes and bowls at the death overs, how to tackle him, how to get runs against him. But, if he doesn't play, Trent Bolt is a quality international bowler. On his day, he can run away with the game, get a couple of early breakthroughs as well. So, in terms of slight change of plans for Bangalore if Mustafizur doesn't play, but, it won't be that big a blow that he's not playing. But I still feel that Virat Kohli will be up for the challenge.
Remember, this is a call-in show. Call in with your questions and your views. Our first caller is on the line, Yashwant from Tamil Nadu. Yashwant, go ahead.
Good evening all to every cricketer.
Yashwant, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, my question is, why only the foreign players are playing the huge role in victory? Why not the Indian players? It's mainly for the Indian Premier League. Why all the foreigners put up their show, not the Indian players?
Right. David Warner led his team to victory in the last qualifier. Do you think only foreigners are performing? McCullum played well for his team as well. But Virat has shown that Indian players stand up and deliver. Bhuvnesh Kumar is doing well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they are. I think his memory is very short. He's just thinking of the previous game against the Gujarat Lions and the RCB's game against the Gujarat Lions. So Gujarat Lions have been unlucky twice with two big blows from Warner and AB de Villiers. And if he kindly puts his memory back in the past games, Virat Kohli has been amazing. KL Rahul has been amazing. Yuvraj Singh has played well. Ashish Nehra was superb right throughout the tournament. You just name it. For the Knight Riders, Gambhir did well in patches, Manish Pandey did well in patches, and Ajinkya Rahane did well in patches, Rohith Sharma did well. So there are obscene number of Indian players who've done well. And you must also understand that it's a league not just for the Indian players, it's a mix of Indian and overseas. There are 4 overseas in every team, and once they're allowed to play in a game, they're allowed to perform, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Nikhil, I've got a question for you. Do you think Virat Kohli will scale Mount 1000 today?
I hope so. To be very honest, with the kind of hard work that he's put in, and the passion, the determination, and what we've seen in the last 6-8 months, if there's anything in sport, I guess, with that kind of hard work, I personally feel that he deserves it. He still needs to go out there and bat well over a period of time so that he can get to a 1,000-run mark. But make no mistake, the 1,000-run mark or getting 100, getting 80-odd will not be on his mind. Today, anything and everything would be, he would just be focused. I need to go out there, bat well, bat for a long period of time. I get a start, I need to convert that start and make sure my team wins. In that process, I get to 1,000 runs, I get 100, I get a 90 odd. Well, icing on the cake. But primary focus will be to go out there and try and win the game for your side.
Absolutely. Who do you think will win the game tonight? Call in with your views. Sagar Ghosh is on the phone line. Sagar, go ahead.
I think RCB should win because their batting lineup is very good. And I think I have one question for Saurav Ganguly, that the should Parvez Rasool plays in case of Sachin Baby, because that will give Virat Kohli an option for bowling, because Bangalore is a batting pitch.
Yes, I love his accent. He's straight from Calcutta, and I agree to his option. Maybe Parvez Rasool can play in place of Sachin Baby, because if those top 6 cannot do, I don't think the number 7 can do it. Iqbal Abdullah has done a good job with the bat, so he can play. He can bat, and then Parvez Rasool can bat, and I think he follows the game well. That he's trying to balance the RCB team up.
Absolutely, very informed caller. That another caller is on the line. Suraj from Delhi. Suraj, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
I'm big fan of Saurav Ganguly, and I want to ask to him that people are saying that Virat Kohli is on top in this IPL. But if you see in reality, Virat Kohli has played lots of matches on RCB home ground at Bengaluru JNUSU Stadium. And David Warner is alone in his team. It's like one-man army. So I would like to ask from Saurav Ganguly how he's impressed with David Warner and how he's impressed with Virat Kohli.
Actually, I thought both couldn't bat till I saw them for the first time in the IPL, and what I saw in the IPL was outstanding. They were terrific. Virat Kohli has not just got runs at the Bangalore ground, but in Gujarat, in Calcutta, wherever he goes, not only does he score runs, but he brings in thousands of people with him. And Warner has been amazing. Both of them have led from the front. Both of them have led when the team wanted them desperately to do well, and that's the reason both of them are in the finals.
All right, you can continue to call in and connect with Saurav Ganguly and Nikhil Chopra. Meanwhile, let's go across to Bangalore, Chinnaswamy Stadium, the battleground, and Rohini is there with some fans who are getting up for the mega final. Rohini, take it away.
Well, rightfully said, it is battleground, but let me tell you that all these people I have right here, they're all supporting just one team, isn't it? Nothing to say. There's absolutely no representation for Hyderabad here. Though I've tried to talk to some people, let me start asking. What do you think on the field today? Who do you think will perform the best?
Yuvraj Singh. No, it will be Virat Kohli, or else AB de Villiers, or else Chris Gayle, or else Bangalore local boy KL Rahul. So hopefully, if the toss will play the crucial role over here, if RCB win the toss, then it's over.
You made an interesting point. You talked about Yuvraj Singh, but the fact that he has not been able to perform as well, do you think he will be able to do it on the final day?
I think this is a final match, so he performs in the high pressure match, so I think he will perform, and for Hyderabad, Trent Bolt will be the key bowler.
Okay, do you have a question for Saurav Ganguly who's joined us?
I would like to ask what score would be good right now if RCB bat first?
Well, Saurav, that question comes to you. What score do you think will be the best if RCB plays first?
If Chris Gayle gets 100, 225 would be good enough. If AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli both get 100, 240 could be realistic. And if they all get 50s, I think 180, 190. They're such high class players.
There are more hands, Saurav, here for questions for you.
They can take the score to any level.
Right. What are your questions? What do you want to ask Saurav Ganguly?
If RCB wins this match, Saurav, do you think it will be a very good advantage for Virat Kohli to be the next captain of India?
He is already the captain of India, isn't it, in the test format, and it's only a matter of time that he becomes a captain in the shorter formats as well. Dhoni has done a wonderful job, but I think this fellow is very close in becoming that. And as I said before, it's only a matter of time.
Sure. But if I can also ask you, who do you think in terms of the game, in terms of the bowling attack, who do you think will perform very well?
Is Mustafizur there this time?
Not confirmed.
If Mustafizur would be there, he would have just rocked it.
Right.
I just love him a lot, and I just all the best for RCB. That's all I can say.
All the best for RCB all the way. That's how you're looking at it. See, largely here the supporters are for RCB here, but they're also looking at the fact that how Hyderabad will perform on the field. Well, if it's advantage RCB, then here you have a lot of enthusiastic fans who are going to go very happy home.
Absolutely, Rohini. We'll keep on coming back to you. Stay with us and keep on bringing us all the updates from Battleground Chinnaswamy Stadium. Prem is on the phone line from Jaipur. Prem, go ahead. Prem, I'd like you to reconnect with us. Just call us back and we will connect you to Saurabh Ganguly and Nikhil Chopra. Nikhil, but a question to you. We saw, obviously, everyone over there at the ground is going to be supporting the home team, Bangalore. Sort of things that in IPL, every ground is a home ground for all the players because they play all over the country. But do you think today in the final with the partition crowd, it may favor the Bangalore team?
Well, you'll have home support, make no mistake about it. But I think where Dada came from was in terms of conditions, because you're so used to playing at all venues within the country. So it's not like so much of a contrast difference between your home and away game. But yes, you know, home support can make a little bit of difference as well. But in terms of the conditions, the 22-yard strip, we all know, you know, what it holds in store. I won't be surprised, you know, if you get a score 200 and the battle goes down to the last over, any team chasing. You know, that's how good a track at Bangalore is. So, you know, maybe in terms of the home support, slight advantage, but the 22-yard strip, not so much.
Faizan from Chennai is on the phone line. Faizan, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, my question is to Dada.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is to Dada. Dada, you are such an aggressive captain. Do you think that Virat Kohli should be aggressive today also?
Well, that's in Virat Kohli's genes, isn't it? I don't think that not 1 minute on a cricket field he can be non-aggressive. He's infectious. You saw him whether he bats, whether he fields, or whether he's sitting in the dugout. He's the same, and he's jumping around and he's pumping the boys up. So he will be. And I'll be at the ground to watch him. He's a treat, as I said. You know, every time Virat Kohli walks out to bat or is in the ground, he brings people to the stands and to the television. And I wish him all the luck today.
Rakesh Thakur from Hyderabad is on the phone line. Rakesh, do you reckon your team will win today? Rakesh Thakur from Hyderabad is on the phone line. Rakesh, do you think Warner can pull it off in Kohli's kingdom?
Hello?
Yes, Rakesh, go ahead.
Sir, I want to ask Dada that what is the role of toss in this match and what are the benefits and losses of toss?
Dada, our caller was asking what role will the toss play today, and according to you, whoever wins the toss, what should they do?
I don't think toss will be that crucial because it will be a good surface. It's a clear day. I don't think there is any chance of thunder showers. Both the teams have looked to chase, and I think they will do that in this ground in Bangalore because it's a very tough ground to defend. And that's the way it has gone in the IPL also. Teams winning the toss were happy chasing. And I would see them doing the same unless and until a big final. They don't want to handle the pressure at the end. But there are teams in the past who won finals chasing. And my gut feeling is that both the sides will chase.
Krishna from Bengaluru is on the phone line. Krishna, your city is hosting the IPL final. Do you think it will be third time lucky for your team?
Hopefully, obviously, hopefully. And if we get the ball first, we'll definitely win the match.
Any question for Saurabh Ganguly, Krishna?
Yeah. I think Rahul is a better option to open the match for RCB. And if that is the question I want to ask.
I don't think there'll be any changes tonight. I don't think Virat Kohli or Chris Gayle would actually go down the batting order. There's no question of Chris Gayle going down the batting order. And the way Virat Kohli has batted at the top, I don't see any question either. The best players need to play the maximum number of deliveries. And I think they've all settled in their batting lineups. You don't need to tinker something which has gone superbly well for the RCB. They haven't lost probably last 5 or 6 or 7 games. They actually have lost the count. And come the big final, I don't think they will change the successful combination which has worked for them.
Nikhil, do you reckon Bangalore, if they win the toss, they will chase? Batting first, they have won 5, lost 5. Batting second, they have won 4 and lost only 1.
In terms of strength, you know, I know that their bowling department's got strengthened in the last couple of games. But if you look at that batting order, you know, that can soak up the pressure much, much easier. Even if they're chasing a big sort of total, you know, they can shift gears, put the foot on the accelerator as and when they want it. You know, you got Chris Gayle, you got Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, KL Rahul's been batting phenomenally well. You got Shane Watson in those ranks as well. So I personally feel that sort of batting order, you know, would want to chase. And once you have a target in front of you, you can plan your chase as well. very rarely, very seldom do you see that sides are getting bowled out in 20 overs. That's not going to be the case. I think that's how the trend is shifting, where people have been able to work out some sort of strategy. If the 22-yard strip is now going to change the course, you know, then it's better to chase because you know what you're going to be, what the score in front of you is.
Right now, even the bookmakers feel that Bangalore are the favourites tonight. But for Hyderabad to win, we've seen Warner chase down any target. Do you think their chances will improve if Warner and his boys do chase the target tonight?
Firstly, let's not talk about bookmakers in our show. And secondly, yes, if Warner gets going, he gets big score. Sunrisers will be on course because he gets so much of runs at a quick pace that it sets the team up. I think there are some serious players in that Sunrisers side. Warner, Shekhar Dhawan, Moses Henriques, Yuvraj Singh. If they can get going, you know, they can turn this game on their heads. So let's hope for a fascinating contest because both the sides are filled with power hitters, and that's the reason they've both qualified to the finals. And may the best team win tonight.
Nikhil, as far as Bangalore's bowling attack is concerned, not the best, but Watson has been in phenomenal form. If he does manage to get his Aussie buddy out early, do you think that's a chance that Bangalore has?
Absolutely. You look at the number of runs that he's got, 719 or 720 runs in IPL season 9. Clearly, he's the man to get. And same way, you know, the Hyderabad bowlers would be gunning for Virat Kohli to try and put some pressure. But if he does get Shane Watson gets David Warner, of course he's going to put pressure. It'll allow some of the other bowlers to come and execute their plans as well, because you've got rid of the danger man. And I hope that's not the case in scenario where Hyderabad, you know, is put on the back foot, because they've got some quality batsmen in their ranks as well. I want to see Yuvraj Singh explode. You know, a couple of games ago, he showed signs of that brilliance when he got that 40-odd. He bats for about 35-40 delivery, Shobit. He's one, you know, man who can run away with the game as well. So, you know, Hyderabad's got some potent batsmen in their ranks as well. It's not just about one man.
Absolutely, and Shekhar Dhawan got a lot of criticism during the World T20 as well, early parts of the IPL. He has scored around 500 runs this season. Another danger man for the Sunrisers, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to say. They've got some good players in that squad, and Shekhar Dhawan is one of them. And it's a big final. You know, first time Sunrisers have got to the finals in the IPL, and he would want to be a part of a team which has won the competition. So he will give everything he has. He's a good player in the shorter format, and the Sunrisers will expect that he clicks tonight.
Ram is on the phone line from Gurgaon. Ram, go ahead.
Hello, may I ask a question to Mr. Ganguly? Can he stick his neck out and say who will win? Because I think Warner is going to win.
Okay. I don't think I can stick my neck out and say who's going to win, because it's very hard to predict in this format. But yes, Warner can win. Warner can win, and I'm not saying he will. Warner can win, but it will take a monumental effort to beat this RCB side.
Nikhil?
I personally, you know, have been favouring the RCB side. I'm backing Virat Kohli over a long period of time. Anything can happen in this T20 format, but, you know, with the kind of hard work that he's put in, I just want to see probably him get his hands on that silverware, because RCB, the way they've played the last 7-8 games has been phenomenal. Not taking anything away from the Hyderabad side either, but I just feel, you know, Bangalore at this moment in time, slight favourites.
Right, in all this discussion, we haven't mentioned probably one of the best batsmen in the world at the moment in awesome ABD. He pulled Bangalore through all the way to the final. Do you reckon another ABD special awaits us today?
Yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't mind seeing a Chris Gale special tonight, because, you know, if he hits them, it might be at the top of the roof of the JNUSU Stadium. You know, it's stand and deliver. So I would want either one of them to fire, because I've been all the way from Calcutta to watch this game and be a part of this occasion. So expecting either Chris Gale, ABD, or VK, or you know, DW, whoever to stand up and perform. YV, Yuvraj Singh. So whoever stands up, they will take the game away, and they will entertain all those packed people at the ground today, because I don't think there'll be many seats empty tonight, and they'll come to watch 40 overs of massive hitting, and all these players are capable of doing that.
SK Talukdar is on the phone line from Kolkata. Mr. Talukdar, go ahead.
Hello, my question to Saurabh Ganguly.
Yes, go ahead.
My suggestion is, in the IPL, in the league stage, the home and away should be introduced in place of toss.
Okay. Okay, so that's your opinion on taking the toss away and the away team getting the right to make a decision what he wants to do first. Yes, that's something new, but that will take some time to get cleared from the ICC, because it's been a rule from in world cricket, whatever format it is, that toss is very crucial.
Absolutely.
To actually eradicate the toss and allow the away team to make a decision, I think we'll have to wait for some time. Maybe that will happen in the years to come.
Absolutely phenomenal show there. All our viewers calling their questions to Saurav Ganguly. We have on the show today is a very, very special guest. India's lead spinner and World Cup winner R. Ashwin joins us live on the show along with former India captain Saurav Ganguly. Nikhil Chopra is right here with us in the studio, and Boria Majumdar also joins us live. But before we go on to that discussion, let's hear from the two captains today.
Scored at a rate of more than 9 runs per over. Warner's scoring rate is almost the same. Virat has crossed the 50-run mark almost every 1.5 innings. Warner has done that every second innings. Virat has hit the most sixes and Warner has hit the most fours. Virat has 4 centuries. Warner has 3 scores of 90 plus.
But this year he's taken it to a new level. Look, for his sake, I hope he gets past that 1,000-run barrier. That'd be a massive achievement, not just for the individual, but for him himself. Be amazing just to see a person of his class or any player to surpass 1,000 runs in one IPL season. That's a phenomenal achievement.
Thing in T20 cricket, it doesn't matter if you have 4 world-class bowlers. If the momentum is not with you, you'll keep on, especially in a tournament like IPL. It's very difficult to turn things around and start winning games. That's the beauty of the IPL. Some teams do well initially, then fall out later. So hopefully, we can peak at the right time.
R. Ashwin is live with us, India's lead spinner. Now, Ashwin, my first question to you is very, very basic, very simple. It's Virat Kohli versus David Warner. We've been trying to find out who's a better batsman. You play with Virat Kohli, you play against David Warner. Just settle this for our viewers. Who's the more dangerous batsman according to you?
I'm an off spinner, so I would say Virat Kohli is definitely more dangerous. It's a very difficult question to answer. Both of them are at the peak of their game, and the difference, I think, is very marginal. But at the end of the day, I think Virat Kohli is a little ahead of where David Warner is at this point of time. He's had a great 6 months with T20 cricket.
So if saying that Virat Kohli is the more dangerous batsman, so for the Bangalore team to get David Warner out, what will your suggestion be to them?
I think they'll have to attack him initially. I think it's going to be pretty similar for both the teams in terms of game plan. Try and get wickets up front. So for David Warner, there is a definite weakness against off spin. They do not have a frontline spinner in the form of Parvez Rasool, who's playing in the 11 at this point of time. Maybe they could go with Chris Gayle to start off. They've got 2 left-handers up front. Try and break the rhythm a little bit. Shikhar has been pretty much a sheet anchor. So try and start with Chris Gayle.
Dada, try and start with Chris Gayle. Well, that's a trump card that Bangalore hasn't tried yet.
Yeah, absolutely. They can do that actually. But Chris Gayle is not Ravichandran Ashwin. Ravichandran Ashwin has bowled to Gayle a lot, many a number of times with the new ball, because he's a class spinner. He's been able to take the ball away from the left-hander. But if Chris Gayle doesn't get it right with the new ball, Warner and Shikhar both can actually come heavily on him. It's an option. They can definitely try for 1 over, but if it doesn't work, maybe then change the options and bring back the fast bowlers or the other bowlers who they want to bowl at that situation.
Nikhil, what's your opinion?
Shobit, bowling with the new ball is not easy. If you're not a frontline spinner, bowling with a new ball, to try and get your fingers around the seam, to, release the ball, the way Ashwin's been doing it beautifully. If you let the ball hang in the air, you're trying to finish at the length where finally, once it gets to the batsman, it's hitting the top of the off stump. It turns a little bit. For Chris Gayle, even the roughest of surfaces, he doesn't turn the ball too much, so it's not going to be that easy. And if anything, if it skids on, like Dada says, if the first over goes for plenty, then you got the rhythm on the other end and you got the momentum. So it's not an easy ask, but it's a good ploy against the left-handers. You've got 2 quality left-handers right at the top, and you've got 1 middle order, Mr. Yuvraj Singh, to come, who's a left-hander as well. Pervez Rasool is a good idea because of the number of left-handers in the Hyderabad side. Get an off-spinner in.
Okay, Ravi Ashwin, let's be fair. So you've given us the game plan to get David Warner out. You bowled a lot to Virat Kohli as well in the nets. What's Virat Kohli's weakness, if there is any?
I think he doesn't have many weaknesses at this point of time. Let's be fair. I mean, he's definitely very quick on his feet. He's got great hands. His body, his wrist going through the shots are phenomenal. And the most important thing against Virat is trying and staying ahead of the game as a bowler. You can't be caught behind the game. If you're caught behind the game, he will repetitively make you suffer for what you're doing, because he's ahead of the game. He thinks at least 3-4 balls ahead of the game, so you got to be one up on him and try and get in level games with him.
Well, our consulting editor Boria Majumdar had a very long chat, exclusive interview with Virat Kohli a little earlier in the season now. But Boria, you also agree with Ravi Ashwin there that Virat thinks ahead of the game?
Yes, he does, and that's something that Saurav and Sachin have both said on India Today, that, you know, if it's a chess game, he actually thinks 2 moves ahead. Sachin was commenting about his peripheral vision. Saurav has spoken about how Virat can read what will happen 2 overs down the line. Actually, get Saurav to analyze Virat for your viewers, Shobit, for one final time. What is it so special about Virat Kohli's reading of the game? Ask Saurav that, and then get Ravi Ashwin to comment on it.
Saurav, as a skipper, how do you rate Virat Kohli, and what's so special about Virat Kohli as a captain?
I think he leads from the front, and the best thing about him is his ability with the bat. You know, you can be captain, but if you're not getting runs with the bat, it's not just there's no point just being captain. I think he's a mixture of both. His captaincy skills have got better and better, which is quite natural. You know, as you captain more games, you learn a lot, and he's done that exactly. But more so, he's led the team with his bat, which I think was very important for RCB, because they were down in the dumps at one stage. You know, they were probably 7th or 8th out of those 8-team competitions, and from there to get to the final, just like the Mumbai Indians did last season. It's a remarkable effort, and it's basically because of the batting of Kohli, AB de Villiers, KL Rahul and Chris Gayle that they have come to this position. So it shows a lot of character, a lot of steel, a lot of mental toughness to turn it around and make it to the finals.
Right, but like Boria was mentioning, sort of just another point, can you just elaborate on how do you feel Virat Kohli reads the game? Is he ahead of the game? Does he know what's going to happen? And does he plan ahead for it?
Yeah, good captains do that. You know, it's not easy to say from outside how much ahead he gets, but I'm sure he's done that in the last few games. In terms of batting, I think he's a lot ahead with the game in terms of application with the bat. The only probably criticism I have about his captaincy is that sometimes he gets too far away from the bowler. I know it's T20 cricket, he's an excellent fielder. Too many number of times I see him fielding at long on, long off, deep mid wicket. He's got to be closer to the bowler. I know he's a brilliant fielder. He probably thinks that instead of being in those positions, rather be at the difficult positions, take some outstanding catches or save some runs, which are very important in T20 format. But he should also understand that actually understanding the bowler's mindset and communication with the bowler is very important. It did hurt him in the early games. Remember the game against the Kolkata Knight Riders at Bangalore when they were cruising RCB and both Russell and Yusuf Pathan took the game away from nowhere. So I think that's one thing he has to learn in his captaincy: stay more closer to the game and try and control it.
Ravi Ashwin, what's it like playing under Virat Kohli? Yes, we have seen him on the boundary line. He is one of the best fielders, of course. But what's it like playing under Virat Kohli? Is he a calm leader? We are seeing a transformation now in Virat Kohli's attitude, isn't it, towards the game?
See, Virat is very thorough in terms of his preparation. We get together in team meetings and we are very clear, and there is a lot of honesty around the meetings that happens. He gets to know the bowler very well, because there is a lot of communication around before the game is started. So that's very important. You can play it by the ear as the game starts. You can make the mind changes. But if you know beforehand what the bowler is going to come out with, what the plans are, what the opposition batsmen are going to throw at you, then it's that much more easier to handle it on the field. So on the field, Virat is someone who I really enjoy working with, because he gives me the ball and gives me the freedom to express myself. The fields are definitely something that I own, and those are the, I mean, every fielder on the ground is something that I own and try and make sure that I can adjust them in terms of making an advantage to get wickets. And we do have healthy conversations over what changes he requires and what exactly I need. So that is the kind of relationship you would definitely prefer with your captain.
All right, it's time for a short break. We'll also hear from Shoaib Akhtar after this break. But as we slip into a very short commercial break, let's hear from Team India director Ravi Shastri, who says that he's backing Virat Kohli's Bangalore for the IPL Crown.
To analyze the final for us on India today, Ravi Shastri, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. RCB versus Sunrisers, all yours.
Tough, as tough a game you can ever get. You know, if you ask me which team I want to win, I would say RCB, because they've never won before, you know, and they've punched regularly, semi-finals, finals, but never gone past the finishing line. So you want a new team to win it. On the other hand, and I say Sunrisers haven't won it either, but a Hyderabad team has won it before. Correct. So having said that, I mean, Sunrisers Hyderabad are one of the strongest teams in the IPL, because unlike a lot of other teams, they've got batting. They've got firepower, but they've got probably the best bowling attack in the entire league. And that's why they've been consistent. They've beaten good teams on the way. And when the pressure was at its highest in the playoffs, you know, they rose to the occasion. And they've got one game left. So, you know, never count them out. And with someone like David Warner at the top, who I think is probably the most improved player in the world across all formats, I think they've got a lethal weapon.
That was my next question. Virat Kohli versus David Warner. You've started the David Warner answer already, but
two serious heavyweights, you know, in world cricket, and across all formats, and both pretty similar. You know, their ages might be pretty similar.
Yeah.
The transition they've made from one format to the other over the last say 2 years has been phenomenal. One a left-hander at the top of the order, one, you know, number 3 or in the middle order. You know, both pretty similar. Both, if you look at their personalities as well, if you look at their body language on the field as well, if you look at what the intent they have when they are batting, there are so many similarities. And above all, both will play to win. As simple as that.
And both being leaders add a lot of how do I put it, zing to the contest and to the competition, because you know that Virat Kohli's passionate scream, or you know, even cheering from the dugout, and David Warner, that adds to the contest.
Both are serious competitors. You know, they want to win on the highest stage. They want to perform at the highest level, and which makes for a fantastic matchup
and
for
both
an IPL
have
final.
Incredible respect for each other.
Incredible respect, because you know, both are match winners. Both can take the game away from the opposition. You know, Warner at the top of the order is much like Hayden or Sehwag were in the last say 15 years. You know, someone as explosive at the top across all formats is a lethal weapon, and RCB will be fully aware of that. They know what the wicket of Warner can do inside the first 6-7 overs.
Set for the big IPL final between Virat Kohli's Bangalore and David Warner's Hyderabad. And we have star Indian spinner R. Ashwin live with us. And my question to you, Ravi Ashwin, is that 45 minutes to go before the match, what's going on in the pavilion? You've been in similar situations in the past. Just explain it for our viewers. What is the team up to at this moment?
I think generally the team morale depends on what kind of run you had into the final. The only thing, I mean, everybody has picked RCB to the favourite. The only thing that I can draw from my experience is the fact that they won the first qualifier and have had a pretty longish break. They would be really itching to go out there. The momentum is with them, and it's sort of a breaker to the momentum. That's the only thing I'd be worried about. And they would definitely be nervous and itching to get out there and try and get off the block. But in terms of Sunrisers, they've been pretty steady through the tournament. I think they'll be oozing with confidence after the win the last game. They especially David Warner batted beautifully. So I'm thinking the morale in the Sunrisers Hyderabad is probably 99 if it's 98.9 in RCB's camp.
All right, Saurav, we know that both the captains have said that the aim will be to go out there and enjoy their cricket, but does it always happen like that? What is your message, or rather what has been your message to your teams before big finals?
I think stay focused, stay composed. I think composure is a very important word in big games. And you need to get your thoughts together, not to panic, not to get carried away by the situation, and stick to your basics. Just think about what got you into the finals and try and do it again. I think the more you worry, the more you talk to yourself and say that it's a final, we have to win, the more pressure it's on you. Just think about doing well and the rest will take care of themselves.
Boria, you spoke to David Warner just a few hours ago, and how's the morale in David Warner's camp and the Bangalore camp as well?
Ash is spot on. I mean, yesterday from around 8:30 till about 1 a.m. in the morning, Davy and I, we had dinner together, we did the interview, then we were watching Champions League. He was totally calm, and his players were sort of all hovering around there. They were all very calm, and he was smiling away. He said, we are just waiting to go out there and give our best. He called themselves the underdogs in that interview. He said whatever they do is, is a gain. Their season is already a success. I don't think even if he's obviously feeling the pressure, he's not showing it, and that's very Australian. He's as much looking forward to this final as is Virat, and this tournament is as much Virat's as is Davy Warner's. It's been a special tournament. I hope it's a special final.
All right, now it's time to hear from one of the legends of the game, former Pakistan pacer Shoaib Akhtar previews the final for us.
Set this final up for us, RCB versus SRH. Some would think it's the battle between the best batting lineup and the most skillful bowling unit. Is there a fair way of putting it?
The bowling lineup will test RCB. I really think that RCB has a big four giants. And along with the KL Rahul, do not forget that the completes get them completed because of KL Rahul. Because if some three top order gets out early on, the KL Rahul comes and fulfill the shoes of the three bigs. And I really think that is going to be batting against the bowling. This is the match we always wanted to look for. SRH bowling, RCB batting lineup, but Virat Kohli is in a superb form, and I think playing in Chinnaswamy, the advantage always going to be to the home side. I think that's a home crowd. The pitch is going to favor the batsman, and it's going to be one tough game. It's going to be a thriller.
Purely from a spectator point of view, that's something that people will be keeping an eye on, isn't it? How far can Warner go, and possibly can Virat touch that 1,000-run mark?
I think if it touches that, I think the RCB is going to get about 190 plus runs. So Virat is going to be very charged up, but he should not take too much of pressure the way he did that in semi-final. But he's a fantastic player. He's Mr. Reliable of India, and he's a super kid. And we all know that when he gets going, you get him out early on. You don't test him. You don't test him on the outswinger, on the bouncer. We don't test him. You let go of him for 5 overs, then he will going to kill you. He's going to hammer you. And if you look at the Warner side, Warner is a one-man army. Literally is a one-man army, and he's struggling all the way here without any help. I think the help needs to come, and the help needs to arrive now in the shape of Shikhar Dhawan. I think if he gets going, and I think the half job is going to be done.
Sure, you've seen Virat over the years. Has his batting peaked suddenly in the past couple of years or so?
Virat is the only reason who's filling up the stadium. Let me tell you this much. This kid is not only winning the games for his team, he is also filling up the stadium for the BCCI. So he is the turning point of the IPL, not a good batsman. He is a connecting dot of the IPL. The people come and pay to watch Virat Kohli.
Ashwin, Shoaib Akhtar says that Virat Kohli is not just leading his team with the bat, he's filling the stadiums for the BCCI as well. Do you agree that Virat Kohli's popularity is something that may be unprecedented in Indian cricket?
I don't think I even need to comment on that. The way he's batting, I don't think people are just paying to come into the stadiums. I think they're paying to watch it from the fan parks as well. So that's how well he's batting, and I don't really have to acknowledge the fact of what Shoaib said. I'm sure everybody on the panel would agree with that.
Saurav, your reaction to that? Virat Kohli, the biggest brand in Indian cricket at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he's one of the reasons why the stands get full. India have produced players at different levels, isn't it? At different times, Gavaskar, Tendulkar, Dravid, Dhoni, and now it's Virat Kohli. That's the way the game goes in this country. They find heroes at different stages of their careers. But I love that interview of Shoaib Akhtar. The best thing about Shoaib Akhtar is you ask him one question, he'll sum up the game, and it's a great thing to hear. He enjoys Virat Kohli play. I thought he was a fantastic bowler, and I'm sure he will be expecting a good game tonight.
Nikhil, do you think Virat Kohli, a brand that can probably get bigger than even the master in the years to come?
Well,
You know, the way he's going, it'll be tough, you know, to compare Shobit at this stage, because don't forget, the master ruled literally international cricket for 25 years, you know. I hope and I wish and I pray that Virat Kohli can become bigger, because I'd want to see an Indian go out there and break the master's record, and I'm sure the master himself, if anybody has to break the record, it should be an Indian, and I'm sure the master would be helping Virat Kohli to achieve, you know, whatever goals he sets. And if he's having issues, the master is always one person who's a lending hand. I personally, you know, at this moment in time, it's hard to compare, but I wish him all the best. If he can do it, it'll be fantastic, you know, because at least we'll be able to watch it live. You know, absolutely, it's not an easy thing, and I had the honor and privilege to play with somebody like the master and Saurav Ganguly. If Virat in front of our eyes can go out there and achieve what the master's done, it'll be incredible.
Let me bring in the biographer of master himself. Boria Majumdar wants to come in. Have a comment. Boria, go ahead.
No, I was actually, Saurav was being humble there. I mean, you know, he mentioned Dravid, he mentioned Sachin, he mentioned Dhoni. Calcutta, that Australia Test match 2001, we used to flock to watch Saurav captain India, and the way that Test match was won, it injected a new life into Indian cricket. Take NatWest, take the Australia series 2003-04. These are characters. These have all contributed. Take Ravi Ashwin. You know, not always do you see somebody winning, you know, winning matches, taking 30 wickets, 40 wickets. These are characters. Virat Kohli will need Ravichandran Ashwin in the 16 Test matches that India will play the next year and a half. He's your #1 spinner, which is why I was crying foul when he was not being bowled. So these are all characters. Saurav, Ravi Ashwin, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli undoubtedly India's biggest brand. And I met a number of Andhra supporters from Hyderabad this morning at the ITC Gardenia, and each of them were supporting Virat Kohli. Now that's what Virat the brand has become. It is terrific for IPL, for Indian cricket, and also for global cricket.
Ravi Ashwin, my next question to you, let's focus on the other captain as well, let's be fair, David Warner. Now, Shoaib Akhtar also said that David Warner needs support. Shikhar Dhawan, yes, he has performed, but the rest of the Hyderabad batting lineup, do you think that's a cause for concern for their team ahead of this final?
See, I think Shikhar Dhawan has definitely batted very well. He's done the support role for David Warner. Whatever said and done in the top 6, you need somebody to actually not lose wickets at an end and try and rotate the strike, because the biggest challenge in the first 6 overs is to rotate the strike, and he's been doing it pretty well, and he's been a good foil to David Warner all through this tournament. And mind you, we've not realized what Sunrisers Hyderabad have done. They have actually brought in Ben Cutting, who's made a big difference for them through the later half of this tournament. I always thought he's one of the finest properties in T20 cricket over the last couple of years, and he's made an impact. He can hit the ball a long way. I think he's someone we'll have to watch out for in this game. It's going to come good.
Yes, Ben Cutting certainly one to look out for. Also, Yuvraj Singh. Saurav, you've said in the past that you thought Yuvraj is coming back to his best, but last qualifier you weren't exactly happy with Yuvraj. Can we see Yuvraj, the free-flowing Yuvraj, once again tonight?
Yeah, absolutely, and Sunrisers will be hoping for that. You know, he can hit the ball big as he's done in this tournament. It's one-off game at the Firuzshah Kotla, and hopefully, you know, he can commit to that shot a bit more. I thought the shot was a pretty loose one the other night, and there was not much of enough power behind that shot to clear the grounds. You know, he will be looking forward to this final, because I don't think he has played an IPL final ever. I know he's been such a terrific T20 player. He's been a part of the Indians T20 World Champion team, the 50-over World Champion team, and I don't think he's played an IPL final or won it. So he will be looking forward to this game and will be setting his mark on this trophy.
All right, on that note, it's time for a very short break. We'll be back with all the toss updates, and also we'll have an exclusive chat with the Hyderabad captain, David Warner.
Well, you can definitely feel the excitement outside Chinnaswamy Stadium when we are going to be seeing RCB clashing with the Sunrisers. But at the same time, I have a very interesting mix of people here, because here are people who have come from Hyderabad, but they're supporting RCB Bangalore, isn't it? But I have one lone supporter for Hyderabad. आप पहले बताओ कौन जीतेगा?
Hyderabad.
और कोई नहीं जीतेगा?
Hyderabad.
आप बताओ who amongst the player will play the best? Who do you think? Techniques in terms of what we're going to see on the field. Do you think there will be something that will be different this time that we'll see on the field? Because IPL is all about playing that quickly on the field and entertaining everybody. You'll see new techniques.
Yeah, there will be much more pressure in this game as they are playing in a home. RCB is playing for a home ground, so much more pressure from the crowd as well. So there will be much more balance from the technique, how they play the shot and all. So
Well, if you can go and see that in Bangalore, the voices are largely for RCB. But like I said, we do have a lone supporter right here with me for Hyderabad. But at the same time, they're looking at the way they're going to be playing. The batting lineup, especially for RCB, is extremely. So looking at the bowling attack of the Sunrisers. Now, one will need to watch and see exactly how they will perform on the field, because end of the day, it all depends on the rain god. Because Bangalore has been seeing rain for some time now. Possibly, if it's a washout, then all these fans will be disappointed. But they're expecting a gale storm so that the entire, the rainstorms for that matter will go away.
Breaking news coming in from the Chinnaswamy Stadium, where David Warner has surprised us all. David Warner has won the toss and decided to bat first, giving Virat Kohli and his Bangalore team a chance to chase. We all know that Virat Kohli wanted to chase in this final, and David Warner has given Virat Kohli that opportunity. But Team Hyderabad itself can post a big total in a final. We all know that that's always a good ploy. Let me go across to Nikhil Chopra. Nikhil, can you understand why David Warner has decided to bat first?
A little surprising. The only thought process, A, he doesn't want to feel the heat. In terms of he wants to put a big enough score, or if he can put a decent score, 170 odd as well, he's got the bowling to defend it. We all have been saying it over a long period of time that bowling looks fantastic. I'm still not 100% sure as of yet if Mustafizur is still playing or not, but even after that, they've got some potent bowlers who've been bowling really well. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has been amongst one of the top wicket takers in the tournament so far. So they've got the bowling to defend, and if they get to about 170 odd also, I guess, David Warner thinks that he could go out there and his team can defend it. I personally feel 170 odd on that track is not going to be easy to defend.
Boria, out of 5 matches that Bangalore have chased in this tournament so far, they have won 4. So David Warner's decision might come to backfire on him, isn't it?
He's a brave man. He's always been a brave man. Yesterday over dinner, he was saying he might look to bat first. I thought he was joking, but he's done that. And he said he wants to score 200. He was very clear that 200 is the par score on that track. And I said, are you serious in a final 200? He said, even 220 if Virat and AB de Villiers get going. So David Warner asked Ravi Ashwin, what would he have done? Because, the best man to analyze that, Ash has bowled to David several times. Both he and I know David very well. And David can surprise you and me. But if they get 180, 190, 200 on a big final, it can be very difficult for RCB with that bowling lineup. And Mustafizur may be replaced by Trent Bolt, who is not a bad option either.
Ravi Ashwin, what do you think is the thinking behind David Warner's decision to bat first, and do you back him to justify it in the end?
It is an interesting call, but I wouldn't really fault it because of 2 reasons. One, I think he's very confident of his team defending a score rather than actually trying and bowling first and trying and chasing a big score, which is a possibility if RCB bat first. And the second of all, I also think that the wickets in Bangalore this year have spun a wee bit than they usually do. They have played on slightly slowish decks. But the difference in Bangalore is if it's a good deck, it's a 220. If it's a slowish deck, it's 180 and 190. So maybe if Sunrisers can push and David Warner can get them off to a flyer, 190 is where they would be looking at.
Now, Ashwin, Bangalore team have a 3-1 advantage over Hyderabad when playing at home. Do you think those sort of head-to-head records play any importance in such a crucial encounter?
Absolutely not. I think it's just thrown out of the window when you come into a final. As Boria was suggesting before, it's all about it all comes down to the fact that who handles pressure better. And I think I heard Tom Moody speak in the in the last game, and he was very clear about saying putting a score on the board, and the finals game there are 20-30 runs below or par, and I mean all these things do matter. In a big game, putting a score on the board is always going to be an advantage.
Now, before the big IPL showdown, our consulting editor Boria Majumdar spoke to the Hyderabad captain David Warner. In this exclusive chat, Warner, who will lead Hyderabad to their maiden IPL final, hails Virat Kohli and says the Sunrisers will leave no stone unturned to make history. Listen in.
Many are saying the final is, also among everything else. Your bowling
Bangalore's batting and all of that, it is actually between the three best batters in the tournament. Virat Kohli, David Warner, AB de Villiers.
Look, take no credit away from their players. They've been playing exceptional. You know, you mentioned two of their players, but you know, you've still got Chris Gale and Shane Watson, who are world-class players as well. You've obviously got, you know, Sachin Baby and Stuart Binney in their team. Chahal's been bowling very well. And you've obviously got Chris Jordan there as well. So, you know, for us, we've got to take on the 11 players that come out. You know, you've got Roll as well behind the stumps, who's been hitting the ball well. For us, it's about, you know, playing them on skill and not emotion. We've got to come out and back our strengths. We know as a team to beat these guys, we're going to have to play our best cricket. And we found that probably through the middle of the tournament. There's a couple of hiccups along the way, but that middle period where we bowled and batted well and fielded well, we need to bring all that out here come tomorrow and give it our best shot to tackle this opposition.
What will this victory mean to you? If you win the IPL captaincy the way you've played, just tell me. I mean, what is it? What will it mean to you?
Look, for me as a person, it will mean a lot. But as I say, this is not just me. This is about the whole entire Sunrisers franchise and group and everyone that supported us. Not just our franchise, but the fans and support that we've had around Hyderabad. It's been unbelievable. The stuff, the work that goes behind the scenes, whether it's the people that are collecting our bags, you know, putting them 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, putting them on the truck to make sure they're in the airplanes to go to the next venue, the people that are giving us our boarding passes, you know, you've got the coaches, you've got, you know, all the support staff, the guys that aren't playing, they play the biggest role, you know. It's hard to get around a group of players and, you know, they're running drinks, they're getting your gloves, they're doing everything they can to make sure they're, one, fit and ready if they're required, and two, to give the best opportunity for us players that are out there, the best opportunity to win the match. And, you know, that's what will make me feel overwhelmed and really excited. As I said, it's a team thing, it's a family organisation, and it will mean the world to me if we can get across the line.
It'll be entirely Bangalore in terms of support in Bangalore.
Yeah, definitely. You know, by all means, we're probably without doubt the underdogs. And as I say, we've got, you know, nothing to lose and everything to gain. For us, it's about going out there, giving 100%. I've got a smile on my face. My whole team has got our smile on our face, and that's what we'll do when we go out there, win, lose or draw. We've, you know, we've done a massive effort to get here. We've done it the tough way. We were at the top. We lost the game. We've won the last two. We've got the momentum moving in. Now it's about going out there and doing our best.
Yes, David Warner saying that he and his team are relaxed. Now, my question to you is, Boria, is that now one of the reasons why David Warner might have decided to bat first is that he wanted to probably stay in the game for as long as possible. The Bangalore team has the highest strike rate. They have scored the most runs. Virat Kohli is closing in on 1,000 runs. So if Bangalore cuts loose in the first 20 overs, the match could have gotten away from Hyderabad. So do you think that may be the reason behind Warner's decision to bat first?
I think Ashwin was right. I think, you know, what he said is spot on, that you know, Davy believes that to put the runs on the board, he can defend. You know, that is perhaps his thinking, because he actually backs his bowlers. You know, even I was asking him what got you so agitated last game during that Seat timeout, and he said he was upset with his players for throwing the wicket away, and he was very upset at the couple of dismissals, and he thought that Chase was going beyond him. So he actually believes that whatever runs they put on, and if they get 190, as Ash was saying, it will be tough for Bangalore. So he's backing his bowlers clearly.
Ashwin, do you think Hyderabad has the bowlers to stop the Bangalore chase in the second innings?
I'm just seeing a scholar. Is Mustafizur Rahman playing today?
Yes, he is actually.
Okay, and I think David Warner's decision makes double sense to me if he's playing today, because I think he backs Mustafizur to really deliver the goods, and he's been one of the finest bowlers in this IPL so far, and he's probably been one of the finds in international cricket in the last year as well. So I think he can really take care of the death bowling, and to a certain extent defend the score towards the end. But what's going to be critical from Sunrisers Hyderabad's point of view is the fact that they need to dismiss Virat very early, because in a chase, if you don't get Virat Kohli out, there is, I think, hardly any chance for any team to win the game if he bats deep.
Absolutely, and Nikhil, it will be important for Hyderabad to post a challenging total. They've taken the responsibility. Now they need to put 180 runs on the board, isn't it?
Absolutely, that scoreboard has got to put some pressure on the RCB batting lineup, because if that doesn't happen, you're allowing that powerful batting lineup to go out there and express themselves without any sort of pressure. You can only try and defend or soak up, the bowlers can soak up the pressure when batsmen go out there and do their job, and the bowlers have got something to bowl or look to defend a target that's on board. You know, if you're on the inside of 160, that sort of batting score will not pose a threat to the RCB side. You need to be on the other side of 170 to pose some sort of threat or put some sort of pressure on that powerful batting lineup. And don't forget, in terms of chasing, the pressure can be handled far better for the RCB side because of the number of powerful hitters that they've got in their batting order. Two guys get in, they can run away with the game. So, in that regard, it works well. It should be a classic sort of final battle of nerves, where you talk about the Hyderabad side with Mustafizur playing, their bowling can soak up the pressure when defending, and the RCB can soak up the pressure when they're looking to chase. So it's going to be a cracker of a game.
It's set up really nicely, isn't it? Time for a final break. After the break, we'll also hear from the IPL chairman ahead of the final. Time now to hear from IPL chairman Rajiv Shukla ahead of the mega final.
Despite hiccups, moving the matches away and all of that, it's been a very successful tournament yet again. Happy, Mr. Shukla?
Obviously, today is the final match, and after that, we'll be relieved. And the most important thing about IPL season is that nothing untoward happens. Initially, there were some problems like shifting the matches. That was very Herculean task to move the matches at the 11th hour. But thank God everything went off very well.
I remember talking to you that the grounds were not full, but come May, come the way Virat and people played, packed stadiums, tremendous support, the whole thing changed again.
As you mentioned about Virat Kohli, he's the star of this league. This year's league, IPL-9 edition. Wherever he used to go, stadiums used to be packed. So he has really emerged as the star of the world cricket.
There was a report in the media that you all are thinking of taking IPL overseas. Is that a consideration? Because ultimately it's the Indian Premier League, or will it be held in India? Is there any firm decision on that?
That, if you...
Because of the litigation
start the league and all these problems crop up because of the publicity stunt, then everybody is supposed to get fed up. So that's why he made this statement. But governing council will discuss this issue, and our priority would be to organize it in India only, because
it is the Indian Premier League.
Indian Premier League. But let's see, when the bridge comes, we will see how to cross.
And there was another thing that, junior IPL or mini IPL or whatever can be played in September.
There are 2-3 suggestions. One is of, one more mini league at B grade cities within the country, and tier 2 league they are talking. Another suggestion is that we should have a small edition of IPL overseas in the slot which was for
Champions League.
So all these suggestions are there, and we are still pondering over it. Once a final view is taken, then I'll let you know.
Okay, I'll take final comments from our guests on the final tonight. But before that, R. Ashwin, I just wanted to ask you one thing. Now, we heard IPL chairman Rajiv Shukla say that the league faced a lot of headaches earlier on due to shifting matches. How did that affect the players when all that was going on?
See, honestly, from the players' side and the logistics of the team, we were not suffering a whole lot, because we had people like David Warner said in the interview. We had people who were taking very good care of us. The logistics, the hotels, and change of venues, everything went seamlessly. But the one thing the only one thing was that we couldn't really get a home game in any one venue. We couldn't get the 7 games in, because to win an IPL or to go through into the knockouts, the home needs to be a fortress. So that was the only issue. But I mean, these things do happen, and as cricketers we need to find ways to counter them.
Okay, now let's focus on the final. Ashwin, one player that you feel we should look out for from either teams? The player to look out for RCB has to be Virat Kohli. From Sunrisers Hyderabad, I'll just pick 2.
Mustafizur and Ben Cutting.
All right, Nikhil, battle between the fastest scoring team in the tournament in Bangalore and the most miserly team in the tournament in Hyderabad, the bowlers. They have conceded the least runs. Battle between bat and ball. Traditionally in India, do you think bat should come out on top?
Well, it's a very interesting battle. It just sets up a nice sort of cliffhanger, and I hope that's the case in the IPL Season 9 final, because you're chasing. Virat Kohli is going to be chasing, and he's a master. He's a class act when it comes to chasing. AB de Villiers is in there. You know, Chris Gayle has been very, very quiet. But on the other hand, you've got the quality of Mustafizur, the quick bowlers. Bhuvneshwar is amongst wickets as well. So it's a fantastic game that's going to be. Personally, for me, I'd probably say, you know, with RCB chasing, their noses slightly ahead of the Hyderabad side.
Boria, twice unlucky in the finals, Bangalore team. Do you think it will be third time lucky? And after losing that toss, Virat Kohli would have been the happiest man, isn't it?
Possible, because Virat in a run chase is almost mythical. He's achieved that, you know, over what he's done in the last 6 months. But at the same time, Devi fancies it. You know, for me, the IPL is a winner. It's a sluggish start, but look at the kind of crowd, look at the euphoria, look at our coverage, look at what is happening in terms of eyeballs. The brand is robust and dynamic and growing. And Ashwin and Virat and these people deserve credit. It's India's only global pro sports brand. It's a success. If Devi wins, I can tell you this, 1 year, 4 months, 1 year, 4 days without alcohol, he will drink tomorrow night once he reaches New York and meets his wife, Candice Falzon. If Virat Kohli wins, all of Bangalore will party tonight.
Okay, it's time for the final predictions. I'll start with you, Ravi Ashwin. Who are you backing for the IPL title?
I want RCB to win. There's no two ways about it. When RCB won just 2 games of the first 8, I was the only one who said they're going to go through and win the tournament. But at this stage, I just get a feeling that it's 51-49 Sunrisers.
51-49 Sunrisers. I mean, he spun a googly right at the end of that entire sentence. But Nikhil,
there comes the carambol from Ashwin.
Absolutely.
I think for me, I'm clear that, you know, now that RCB is chasing, I'd back the RCB.
Boria?
For Indian cricket, for everything that Virat has done, he deserves it. But I want Devi Warner to do well, because, you know, I know what this title means to him. I'll say I'll take no sides. Let Ashwin and Nikhil, the 2 off spinners, fight about it. We will tell you at 11:30.
Okay, one final question, Ashwin. Very quickly, do you think Virat Kohli can become the first man ever to score 1,000 runs in an IPL season? He just needs 81 more.
If Virat goes on to get 1,000 runs, I think I'm losing the contest, isn't it? But I think I thought that he's anyway scored the 1,000 runs. He's just what, 71 runs short or 81 runs short of the milestone. 81 I'm sure he's going to achieve that. I have no doubts about it, and he's going down on the chase. Yeah, I'm just thinking he's going to go down on the chase, and if Sunrisers don't get him out early, and if he goes deep into the chase, they don't stand a chance. But I'm backing Sunrisers to try and pull something out of the hat.
All right, I'd like to thank Ravi Ashwin, Saurav Ganguly, Boria Majumdar and Nikhil Chopra for joining us. All our viewers, do join us and our guests post-match as soon as the match gets over. Tune in to India Today.